Now, Japanese curry is one of my favorite curries because it's really easy to make and I'm an absolute Japan freak. Never been yet. If you know, you know. And this curry is so easy and quick, and the flavor you get out of this curry is out of this world. This is the curry that's made in Japan in every single household. And these packages are the secret to an amazing curry that's easy to make as well. But I understand that you maybe can't find these packages, so I will show you how to make Japanese curry, how it's intended, but also how you can make these cubes yourself. So if you don't have a Japanese toko or anything nearby your house, you can still enjoy a Japanese curry. So grab your apron and let's make this. Now we'll first start by making the curry cubes. I know it doesn't look appetizing perhaps, but trust me, it is the most flavorful flavor bomb you've used in your life. And the reason for that is that it's packed with spices. So to minimize the amount of spices to use, I bought the Tbsp curry powder, link in the description below. Or if you want to make it yourself completely, here's the ingredient list that will get you close to this curry powder. But yeah, that's a list. To make the cooking of the curry an even easier process, I added 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1 teaspoon of mustard powder, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, half a teaspoon of celery salt, or you can use regular salt, half a teaspoon of sugar, and half a teaspoon of MSG, and then 28 grams of the Tbsp curry powder, or your mixture if you've made some. Mix that well together and set aside. Then weigh 100 grams of softened butter and 100 grams of all-purpose flour. This flour-butter combination is also called a roux, but is a basic chef's technique to create all kinds of sauces, soups, or curry pastes. Grab a pan and add your butter. Let that melt and add the spices to it to turn your house into flavored town because of that amazing smell that's released. Mix in the flour and let that cook for a minute or so. And then in a container I added a piece of parchment paper, dumped in the paste, and pressed it firmly with the parchment paper to get a nice even flat layer of curry paste. This should make around 3 batches of curry for 4 persons. To solidify it, put it in your fridge for at least an hour, or you can also store them into your freezer to lengthen its shelf life. And then it's curry time! Start by slicing up 2 medium yellow onions, and you don't have to be precise with the ingredients here. A bit more of one ingredient than another is fine. Smash 3 garlic cloves. You might want to do 4 or 5, but it's personal taste, so play around with the amounts here. I added 4 slices of ginger and minced that up as well. Then peel 2 large carrots, and for this I cut them rangiri style, which is the shape you get when you quarter turn your veggies for each cut. It's a standard cutting technique for stews in Japan. Then get 4 medium potatoes peeled and cut in similar sized cubes as the carrot. And then for the protein I use chicken, but you can also use beef slices or tofu for a vegetarian option. And for the chicken I also cut it in similar sizes to the veggies. Then peel and cut half an apple. That's right, apple is a must in this dish. It is what really elevates the taste of this curry. Grate the apple to dust and set aside. You also need 1 chicken or veggie stock cube and 500 milliliters of hot water. Then to cook the curry, grab a large pan and add a good nub of butter. Saute your onions until translucent and add your ginger and garlic mince. At this point, you can add your chicken straight to the pan, but since I'm making a mix of a tofu and a chicken variant for dinner, I grilled the chicken on the side, which is also fine, as long as you let it simmer a bit in the curry later on. Toss in that flavorful stock cube and add 500 milliliters of water, then add your carrots and potatoes. And for the seasoning, I add 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, and 1 tablespoon of honey. Then mix that in and add your grated apple. Make sure to add your protein now, and then let the curry simmer for 20 minutes or until the potatoes and carrots are cooked through. I always check doneness with a toothpick. If I can poke through the potato easily, it's done. Now for the magical transformation, I add 5 cubes or 80 to 90 grams of the curry cubes to a fine mesh strainer and mix it into the pot. Then you'll see the dish get thicker, juicier, and glossier by the second. It's a very satisfying experience, I gotta say. Then let it simmer for another 5 minutes on low heat while stirring occasionally so the bottom doesn't get burned. Make sure to salt to taste. And while it simmers, prepare your sushi rice by adding 1 part washed rice and 1.2 parts water to your rice cooker. I also cut up some spring onions for garnish. And when everything is done, plate up your beautiful curry in a zen-like shape to experience Japan in a spiritual way you've never experienced it at your own home. So now you know the secret to enlightenment, so enjoy. And there you have it, the Japanese curry. And this is definitely one of my top favorites. It does it every time. Unbelievable. Trust me that this you have to make. Now this is one of my top favorite curries and I'm actually very fond of making these cubes. So let me know what you like the most about this dish, if you like to make the cube yourself or the curry. And of course let me know if you want to see more Japanese recipes. Then for another favorite curry of mine, check out this video right here. Then I'll see you over there or in another video, but bye for now.